All right, I wanted to talk a little bit about the keto diet that we have started. So those of you who are in our inner circle know that Phil has been doing the keto for a year, and he's lost like, I don't know, 50 pounds, let's say. And I have decided that I would give him a week. He's been begging me, like, if you could just please give me 3 days and have bone broth, because I have a lot of issues with my stomach. Anyway, so that's why I'm doing it, is for my health, because, you know, he reads the book and all of that. But my sister also was talking to Phil about keto, and a couple of other people have said some things to me on the side, which is causing me to want to say a couple of things to you. So if you are not watching what you eat, it would be really hard, I think, to go cold turkey on keto. It really hasn't been difficult for me, but I already don't hardly eat bread. We don't really eat processed foods, like boxed anything, and we haven't for a really long time. We don't eat frozen meals, and the only thing I really drink is a cup of coffee in the morning and water, maybe some kombucha. I don't drink soda. I don't drink tea. I'm trying to think of other things that people drink. So I also don't have a lot of desserts and chips, and, you know, I'm most of the time eating whole foods. And because of my stomach, I had already restricted out other things like garlic and onions and some vegetables. So to do keto really hasn't been a huge issue. Oh, the other thing I took out of the equation is eating a lot out in restaurants and drive-through. Well, I only really went through one drive-through, Chick-fil-A. But we haven't been there, and I don't remember when. So all of that to say that no, it hasn't been difficult to answer your question, because I was already kind of close. I imagine, though, that if you had a big gulp yesterday, you should not start keto today. It's just going to be too much. And if you open up your pantry and your refrigerator and you see a lot of pre-packaged things or boxed foods, if you've got bags of like French fries, fish sticks, chicken nuggets in your freezer, it's going to be hard. So if you're thinking at all about doing some kind of change, this would be my wholehearted recommendation. Start with one thing, and start with something that you can do and move on with your life. So for example, like right now would be so easy to take out drive-through. Just stop going to drive-throughs for however long you need to do that before it's not an issue. What could be next along those lines? Limit your restaurant, limit your takeout. And when you get to a point where that's not really a big deal, then do something else. And I would limit myself, like, what's next? Soda. Like, let's limit what we drink. We drink coffee, maybe unsweet tea, and water, lots of water. Now, I know some of you that have messaged me are huge sweet tea drinkers. I was a sweet tea drinker. It's super easy to get off of sweet tea, by the way. The easiest thing to do is, I actually started at Chick-fil-A. It was just easier. Half and half. Half sweet, half unsweet. And then I adapted to that pretty easily. And then you, like, get, I would get one sweet tea and one unsweet tea. And then at home, I would, like, just bring it home and then do like 1/4 to 3/4. And then it was really easy just to do unsweet. And P.S., if you ever get to unsweet tea, you'll never want sweet tea again. It's just too much. All right, so get off the sweet tea. Get off the soda. It is garbage for you. Fruit juices are really sweet as well. So maybe that's another thing. Now, I wouldn't like get off of everything and just go to water. You'll be miserable. I'll tell you how I got off of soda. I found a kombucha, a flavor of kombucha, which is a fermented probiotic drink. You can find it in your grocer's freezer, and if you need me to take a picture of the label and the flavor that I like, I will do that for you. I found a flavor I liked and could tolerate, and I first drank it with some ice, and now I drink it straight. And I mean, you don't drink the whole bottle, you only drink like half, but it's carbonated, so it was a real easy replacement for soda. Because I think the one thing about soda that it does do is it just clears out your it gives you that feeling of clearing out your mouth of everything in a way that water just does not. But I used kombucha. Another alternative would be sparkling water, and there is like LaCroix, there's one called Bubbly. There is sparkling water that you can use if you just need that carbonation. And then what's another thing you could cut out? Boxed food. Just cut out boxed food. That means macaroni and flavored rices and all-in-one mixes. See, I haven't even once talked about gluten and bread, have I? Maybe because that's the hardest thing for you. Save your hardest thing for last. That would be my thing. I would do little things, and it may take you like a year. It may take you 6 months, however long, to slowly put yourself in a position to where most of the time you're drinking water, seriously, and most of the time you are eating what you cooked, and it's like a meat and a vegetable. Now, another thing that people really struggle with, I think, are getting rid of potatoes and rice, and/or rice, like a carb. So, limit how much of potatoes, how much in the way of potatoes you are eating. Cook them healthy, get organic, make it as healthy as possible. Maybe try some sweet potato instead if you like sweet potatoes, because those are better for you than white potatoes. I hate sweet potatoes. I'd rather lick dirt. And in terms of rice, how about let's not do Uncle Ben's 5-minute rice. Cook the 20-minute long grain rice. And then maybe try like jasmine or basmati. In my mind, somehow it's healthier. I haven't researched that. I'm just saying. And instead of having it every night, get down to 3 nights a week, 2 nights a week. Before you take on any huge dietary change. And I guarantee you that even just making those simple things, number one, will help you feel like you're in control of yourself. And you will feel better. Now, we haven't even talked about dessert, have we? Yeah. So there are little things that you can do, and I would encourage you just to pick one thing at a time and get yourself down to where if you had a dessert tonight, you'd be happy with a bowl of berries and maybe some homemade whipped cream on top. But it'd be enough. Or get to a point where if you had a spoonful of ice cream, it'd be enough for you. If you're eating a pint a night, I'm not saying that that's what I can do. Don't judge me. But, you know, you got a long way to go. You can't just go cold turkey. Cold turkey's not working for most people. So, anyway, I really believe that that's why this transition to keto eating, whatever Phil's giving me, has been okay for me and hasn't been a struggle. That said, yesterday he fed me sausage with garlic, and I've been sick for 24 hours. But I digress. Anyway, if you have any questions about it, I think Phil's probably going to end up teaching a class. But if you have any questions on what I'm eating or how I'm doing or what I think, it's fine. I'm not going to be mad or offended. You can ask me anything you want. I'll tell you anything. So, you're welcome.